gun control. Do we have a right to carry a gun? Or should guns be banned? The Second Amendment of the United States says it protects an individual's right to possess and carry firearms. The Constitution was written based on the time and era that they were in. I do believe if they could look or could have been able to look through the future, I believe the Constitution would have read a little bit different. What would the Constitution read today if written in this time and this era? I believe it would sound a little bit different than it did back then. All people believe they have the right to protect themselves. But how we protect ourselves is the issue. Should we be allowed to use guns if they were purchased legally, if we went through all the right channels? Look at the Columbine shooting. There were 2 students dressed in all black who opened fire on students that were like they were in a military base. Went through just randomly selecting people of all colors, ethnics, it didn't matter. And in that incident, 12 people were killed and 23 were wounded. The Killeen, Texas, Luby's cafeteria shooting, where someone took a truck, drove straight through, and with his gun, left 24 dead and 20 wounded. A Houston Chronicle reporter summarized how calmly and methodical this individual was when he went through the Luby's cafeteria, just shooting everybody in sight. Women, boys, children. In those 2 cases, the men were not licensed to have these weapons. They did not get them the right way. They were not legally owned. And now because of that, 36 people are dead and 43 are injured. Pete Williams and Kahari Hayes from NBC News reported that the 9mm gun used in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, it was legally purchased. It was purchased by his mother, but yet he wasn't licensed to use it. And in that case, 20 people were killed and 12 were wounded. The shooting by a soldier at the Fort Hood Army Base on Texas that killed 20 and wounded 31 was licensed and legal and authorized to use that gun. He was one that was supposed to be protecting our country. In Virginia Tech, a Virginia Tech student legally followed the law when he purchased 2 guns in 2 separate months. He used those guns to kill 32 people and wound 15. In all 3 of these cases, the guns were legally purchased, one that was purchased for himself, and one that was purchased by someone else. But all were still legally to be used. Without the legal consent to carry weapons, 36 people are dead and 43 are wounded. Now, with the legal way, with legal consent to carry, 64 people are dead and 58 are wounded. Registered or not, we still have people dead and people wounded. How do we make this stop? Do you think it'll stop just because the gun is registered? Do you think it'll stop if it's not? The issue is gun control. People were dead with legal guns just like they were with illegal guns. You can't play basketball without a ball. You can't play football without a football. And you can't shoot without a gun. How many?